Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Lyric from Lovely Lyric Games, and welcome back to episode 1 of our New Beginnings Prison and Prison Architect, the start of our Ethical Prison franchise series. If you are new here, you should watch my Prison Architect overview I made. There should be a playlist on my channel for this series. You can find that video there. Basically, this is going to be slightly different because I really want our prison to focus more on the well-being of our prisoners and minimizing reoffending rates through providing a really nice environment for them to find a second chance at life, yada yada. The overview video kind of goes into the different settings we have. We do have cleared for transfer DLC, so that will be an element we are working on balancing. In addition, we do have a couple other modifiers on, so like I said, you can check out that other video if you're interested in that. If you just want to get into the building, I'm happy to have you here. What I did right away is I closed us for intake because we are going to start with building our prison. And before we do anything else, I think we are going to hire a warden because we can't really do too much until we have a warden hired. And then I think we will do a chief and an accountant, and that should get us maybe a foreman too. Foreman and our accountant. Okay. That should be the bare minimum amount of staff members we need. I think we're also going to hire one guard just for logistics and opening doors while construction's happening, and then we're still making a decent profit from daily cash flow. No, I did not want to hire a second guard. I'm firing you. Out of here. Okay, the chief is calling us. Cooperate with your confidential informants. This is just basically a little introductory tip on confidential informants, which I haven't really played with much in my personal gameplay. I do have like 270-ish hours in this game. Anywho's and what's it. The main reason I bought an accountant is because I think I want to get us a little extra land. Not on this side. This part on this side of the road I think is going to be for medium and minimum security, and then we'll have our higher security sectors on this side of the road. It does cost a decent bit of money right here, but I think that is something that will be okay. That will give us way more room to make cells and some extra facilities because, like I said, we want to focus on good quality. And what I think we are going to do now is the sort of idea I have is we'll have some shared facilities in the center, like workshops, things that are more expensive to build that medium and minimum security can share. And then we can have them each have their own sectors for like canteens and health. Because we are brand new and starting, we're going to want to increase our cash flow. So the main thing we need to be worried about right now is making sure we have enough money to keep the prison running and to get all of the essential operations started. So I usually like to lay out my prisons before I jump into ordering everything and deciding what gets built. So I am going to cut to a little montage of me using the plan function to lay out sort of what I think would be a nice structure for our prison, a nice floor plan, if you will. And I will jump back as soon as I am done with that. Alright, everyone, I hope you enjoyed seeing us do the layout for this prison. So if you stuck around for the montage and didn't just fast forward to this point, you will have seen we laid this out. I am planning on this being the medium security cell block up here, minimum security cell block down there. We have dorms, and then some solitary cells, plus the yards, common rooms, gym, visitation, etc., and then a bunch of shared facilities like classrooms, meeting rooms, library, chapel, the farming fields from one of the packs. I'm not 100% sure which pack it was. So what we are going to do is we need to make sure the prison is as contained as possible. So we have to make sure all paths that are going to walk are sealed from the outside. So I think we are probably going to do not fences. I think we'll do barred walls, though they are pretty expensive. Perimeter walls are more expensive. I don't think we can afford that at this moment, although I would love to eventually. I don't really think that's the best option, so I think we're doing barred walls. I think the canteen and the infirmary will their main entrances will be up here. So if we plan on building the infirmary, we could just do that. And we know we'll have to keep the wall intact. We can sort of bring it up like that. And I'm not even planning on necessarily building this segment right away. Maybe I'm gonna run it kind of like this, as sort of just a starting method. Obviously they want to keep their yard. And same thing, I think infirmary, it will have the four wide path. So 4, and then that in the planning menu. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am just going to draw this line here so we know. Let's look. Okay, barred walls. So we have it come up to there. And we can kind of just bring that up. We'll run the barred wall across from there. And, well, if we build the infirmary. Although, I don't know if we're going to build that right away. Let's just do barred walls here, I think. That way, because we don't need to build it right away. Alright, and that should make this, in theory, be pretty contained. Probably. Alright. Now we need to do foundations, but like I said, I only really want to deal with exact foundations at this point, so let's start with some offices for the administrative staff. Doors, we'll just do a staff door. the green ones, and we need a single wide. Okay. We have that, and we'll just let the game run in the background, so maybe they'll start working on some of this stuff. And I think we'll just start with medium security prisoners. So let's just get the canteen area built. And the first cell block. And then barred walls we're going to need to make sure that is sealed. And we can just kind of do it like that. And then that should all be sealed off. Let's just fence the yard in. And I will eventually make this like a checkpoint. There's these objects. I think they might even be called checkpoints. It's probably under security. But it's basically, it's like you walk one way in and guards search you. And I think I want that on these areas before we go into the main prison. What are you saying, Foreman? Extra supplies, not a bad thing. Oh, and before I forget, I do... Oh my god, guys, I don't even have the... I didn't reset up the delivery room. I'm a clown, I'm a fool. No, no. It's okay, guys. Mistakes happen. Clearly, I'm not a professional. Like, let's be for real. You're not watching me because I'm a professional. You're watching me because I'm relatably bad at games. And that's okay. I know what my service is. Okay, we could have our exports be this little area. And then we can have just our garbage be this big segment down here. G. G. Guys, I know how the alphabet works. I swear. I swear. Okay. Now we'll restart and things will actually start getting delivered. What I was going to say is I do want to build a couple footbridges to help with traffic flow. So it will be a steel footbridge, so it should be QRS steel stepping steel footbridge. I'm just gonna search it. Extra supplies again. Storm brewing. Oh god. Oh yeah, we're going to need to make a storm like observation room. How big does the weather center need to be? 3x2. Okay, we will tack that in down there. That can be the little weather center. I'm probably gonna forget what that is meant to be in a few episodes. Yeah, because it has to be inside, and I'm not building that right now. Anywho, footbridge. I did just take my meds guides, so I am not yet in focus mode. I need some more time before that happens. Goodness gracious. Okay, that works. We'll do one right here that's the same size. Or not, because it's being blocked by... If I expanded it? No. Okay. Well, hopefully someone will move that. Can I make one of the workers do it manually? I don't think so. If I right click on this. By bricks. Dump. Get him out of here. Shoo. Okay. To do, move garbage to garbage. Can I make that like high priority? Sigh. Anywho, foundations. So we're going to start with the medium sector. I don't really want to waste a lot of money. That's like the main entrance into the prison. And I kind of want to build the structure for these? Question mark. So we don't have to do that. And actually, we have the gyms. I think I'm going to switch this to be a shower block. I'm a filthy liar. I want this to be a shower block. For the sake of my sanity and for completing some grants early on, that will give us some extra wiggle room in terms of money, which we need to make an ethical, nice prison focused on rehabilitation. Yay, okay, so I didn't even do the barred walls all the way. This is a little bit of a loss for us, but I don't want to be worried about our prisoners running rampant. Yeah, road gate, I don't know if that's really useful. Fence gate, standard. Is there like a double fence gate? Biggest wishlist item for Prison Architect 2 is a double fence gate. Okay, and we'll put down 2 entrances to help with traffic control. A reward? I like rewards. Weather. It's more erratic. Be prepared for weather casualties. That's new. It should be. I think weather is from an expansion I haven't played with much, and I believe it's set on low. Okay. These, I know with how I'm going to set this up, will eventually need multiple entrances, although... Oh no. No, no, no! Because that just wasted all of our money, didn't it? Where's our autosave? We're loading back to the autosave. Like I said, unprofessional YouTube content right here. Okay, we have the barred wall. Oh, perfect. That was a great autosave spot. Thank you, Prison Architect, for being lovely and kind to me. Okay. Checkpoints, we'll do large door orange on this side. It's like a warning, you're going to the intense prison area. And then that could just be normal. And then we can just put a normal one there, and then we'll do a large shield door. Gray. Up there? Okay. And then we can just have a little shower room. Visitation I'm not worried about at this moment. So it gets rid of the requires entrance thing. I'm going to get a couple entrances up there. And eventually we'll have a kitchen there, so I'm going to throw one down there. Okay, that has an entrance. And I'm not going to worry about setting up the separated cell block at this very moment, for the sake of our finances. For the sake of our finances. Oh, and now we can put the other footbridge down. I want to do that. Why won't this one let... Why is it not doing it? Okay. It's not our finances. That's why I'm paranoid. And I know you guys don't see any of it. But weather, erratic, yes. I get it. Oh no, weather, scary. We'll watch it eventually, but I'm not building this portion of the admin center yet because we're all tired. And what are these things? Mysterious crates. Yeah. Yeah, because that's what I want to see at a prison, is a mysterious crate. Did I... Barred wall. Cube. Oh, wait, no, I don't need one up here, then. Because these are down there. Okay, that's fine. It's going to be a bit of a humble beginning for our prison. But now that we got that set up, I think I'm going to hop to a montage until these foundations are constructed for the sake of all of our sanity, so you guys don't have to sit here and I just have to sit here in real life. What I do for you all. Okay, and I do want this. And this is going to be a holding cell up here. And probably down there eventually, I don't know. But I'm going to set a jail door there. in preparation for that foundation to finish. Okay. And I'll set one up here too so that it gets rid of the requires entrance. Okay. Now we're going to wait for this to all get built, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Alright, everyone. Most of the basic, like, exterior walls are built. Some aren't all the way done. Some are, but we have it so the prison areas should be fully contained. So now we need to worry about making this place functional. First things first, we are going to need power station, and I believe in this area too, we need our power station, and then we'll also need our water pumps. So I think that's going to be what we do there, and for planning, we'll get rid of the info there, and I think it would be nice to... Here, we could maybe do reclaimed wood in this part of the building as well, and then this can just be concrete because it's, like, storage utility. This isn't the stuff that's meant to, like, look super nice. So what we can do then, we can just have staff door, staff door, staff door. And we'll have a little storage room in here too. This is just going to be our entrance into the staff area, like a little foyer or whatever. These are going to be our offices. Which, once we get the utility stuff placed down, we should be able to get this place up and running. But let's work on... Oh, these two have no walls. That's wrong. Okay, so, rooms. We need office. This I want to have, like, as a little mock conference room. That's not actually a room type that you can have. And in my head, the warden gets the big office. And then, like, the other, and people like the chief, and the first foreman, and the lawyer, and the accountant get those offices. And everyone else gets, like, just regular offices. But I like to give some bigger. I feel like that's more realistic. Have a little extra space for, like, filing cabinets and stuff. So, he does need an office desk. This can maybe be his back office area. He can have a couple leather chairs for meetings. Maybe he gets a swivel chair. We also want to be giving them windows. That helps with room grade, which basically means people will like the rooms more if it has windows, which is, like, fair. I work in an office that has no windows, and it sucks the soul out of me. Wooden window large. Yeah. Warden gets some big he gets 2 big boy windows, and then we can just get... No, because then that's one. Okay, never mind. I'm just wrong. Okay. That can go there. These people... One... How big... what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay, yeah, so they can just get a large wooden window. Right there. It's nice and centered in the office, you know. Nice workplace environment's important. And then into the conference room. It won't really have any exterior windows, so we'll just put some windows into there from the hall so it doesn't get the debuff. And we'll need filing cabinets. Okay, well, let's get the office desk down for these 4 offices. And then everyone else is just gonna get... I think the office chair might actually be nicer than the swivel chair. So, everyone gets this nice, cushy leather office chair. And then filing cabinets. We all need at least one. I think Warden will have the back one by his desk as those. And I want to decorate the Warden's office to be a bit nicer, but at this point, I'm kind of just worried about making the place functional. Speaking of functional, let's do electrical cables. So this power station is just going to be for this office. And I even think security will have a separate power station because they use a lot of technology. This office is just going to have, or this power grid's just going to have the offices, the storage room, the water pumps, utility. Down here, this is going to work on powering the kitchen. And for now, we're going to have it power these cells. I don't know if that's going to be a permanent, like, solution that we have. So that should be about, like, halfway across. So we'll do it like that. And then eventually we'll have to separate all these power lines out. Where that shower block is could eventually be a power room for cells, but for a basic detention center, even though I plan on putting showers in the cells, it requires us to have a shower block. So we'll just set up a crappy little one so we can get that grant. As we do. We're so ethical, guys. Speaking of, we also are going to need a holding cell. That is critical to get set up. H. That's going to be this bad boy right here. And we just need a toilet and a bench. And what I always do, because this is a holding cell and not like a traditional cell, I like to give them, like, a little bit more privacy than what they have in the dorms. Because, like, I feel like it's different when you, like, know someone a little bit. You sleep in the same room, and then when you're just in waiting room. Bench. Let's put a couple benches. Eventually we'll make this nicer as well. Reception is going to be this room right here. This is basically just has them be able to search the prisoners when they enter. So it's not going to be anything too crazy. Office desk. I'll have a couple. One. We'll have 3 office desks. We can have 3 people. These guys can get the swivel chairs. And you need tables. So this is like where, if they find any contraband, they'll be put on those tables. Okay. That will also at least be baseline functionable. Or functioning. Utilities. I think in preparation for the next, or for when we, like, separate out some of our power, I think I'm going to put a generator in here. The step door, utility, power station, and we can kind of just run this one just around this little block. That should get us light in there, and like I said, I'm not worried about too much of this. It would be pretty simple, probably, to set up, like, the forestry and stuff, but I think what I'm going to do is, these are all going to be dormitories. So what I want to do with that is mark them as such, and there's still some walls that need to be put up to fully get these guys separated and ready for prisoners. These are going to eventually be the minimum security, so I think because we want higher cell grade items, we're gonna do, like, comfortable bed. Or, like, bed comfortable. Oh, a bunk bed. I always like to put a couple bunk beds in the holding cell. I know, like, you're not supposed to be in a holding cell for too long, but, you know, might as well have a few beds. And these will eventually be medium security prisoners. But like I said, we just don't have the funds to set up the separate cell block yet. So I'm going to, I think, get the canteen, the kitchen, and the pantry functioning, shower block functioning. I'm just going to put down the objects and fast forward until the prison's done, and then we'll jump in and take our first prisoners. Alright, everyone, and now we should have a prison that is ready to intake some prisoners. So, we are going to come, and we will fill the capacity. So we have 71 slots in here. So, I might throw down a few extra tables in the canteen, because we have some extra money. And I think that would, you know, not be a bad idea. Make sure people have places to sit. It's very important. Something else we need to do is we do want to set up a cleaning cupboard for prison labor. But at this very moment in time, I'm not super worried about it. I think we will want to hire a couple janitors, but I'm going to wait until the prisoners arrive. And then we have the very beginnings of our prison setup. I would like to maybe make some of these medium sector cells. I think that's going to be the next big idea, or the next big move we make. But things like their separated canteen, that's going to cost more money. So we might end up having them share these facilities, but having those cells that are further away, which I don't love. At the same time, I'm going to make these, like, minimum security. For now. just because we want these to be the minimum security, and we'll get $21,000 for doing that. If we look at the grants, we are also going to want to look at some of these. So, administrative center we have. So that should be an extra 10K right there. Basic detention center. We need to hire a couple staff. But then that should be done. And since we have the money, I'm going to do the long-term investment. Just to let that start cooking. Once we finish basic detention center, we might get some room. Yeah, cell block A is to get prison capacity up to 15, and we're at 71. So the money should be rolling in decently. Now we also want to do the regime. So this is important. This is going to be the schedule. So I want this to be, I want, how do we separate? There, okay. So the schedule is what is one factor that with the Cleared for Transfer DLC can motivate people to try and be transferred. Okay, the chief is calling. So you're equipping some of your prisoners with a tracking belt? Okay, that's crazy. CEO's letter is basically just introduction. I know all of this stuff. I've played the game before, so I'm not going to read it. If you're interested, I'm sure someone has done that somewhere. Okay, now we have the money. So we're going to hire 4 cooks, 5 janitors, 2 gardeners, 8 guards. Yes, reform programs. This is big for us, what we want to do. Oh my god, janitor. Rat. Okay, okay. Jesus. We're pausing before I have a mental break. Yeah, so the reception area is nice because it catches some of this contraband before it can get into the prison. Regime. Let's focus on this. So if prisoners have up to, I think, like, 10, I think if they get a lot of sleep, I forget if it's 8 or 10 hours, it makes the sector more appealing. And if they have up to 5 hours of free time, and I think multiple meals, it helps. So I'm doing this off the top of my head, so this might not be the most accurate. So if we want, let's do, they go to bed at 10, 11, they sleep 12, 1. They can sleep till 8, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll let them stay up till they can sleep 11 to 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. First thing we're gonna do in the morning. Eat. And we'll give them another meal. They can have an hour of free time before that. After they eat, we can have them go to the yard, shower. Noon will be lockup hour. And then we'll do work and free time. They can work anywhere from 1 to 6. That gives them 2 hours of designated free time. Okay, so we're gonna do some... If you keep them in lockup for a part of the time, I think it motivates them to work, because then they don't just have all the extra free time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. We'll just do the minimum 5 hours free time. Okay, medium security, they'll just sleep 8 hours. They'll just sleep 12 to... They'll sleep 11 to 7. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll sleep 11 to 6. And free time right when they wake up. For an hour, they can eat. Same thing, we'll send them to the yard. Shower. We'll do lockup in here, and we'll give them a couple hours stretch in here. I'm going to move that so the free time is stacked in a block. Okay, so lockup, 2 hours free time in the evening. Five, And then, oh, they're gonna need to eat. Lock up. Shower, we'll do shower and lock up because I do eventually plan on putting showers in all the cells. And before dinner can just be another work free time. They can overlap their work slots. And actually, I might give medium security an extra hour of work time that they can do. Because maximum security, eventually, I do want them to not have work prisons. We're going to have to set up the transfers and policy and... Okay, regime. Let's finish with regime, though. Okay, so maximum security, we'll just do lock up the whole time. They'll be allowed to sleep from 12 to 6. Well, that's only 6 hours. And they're fine. They're fine. They'll be at lockup probably before bed, so I think they can sleep during that. I'll give them an hour of lockup to start the day. I do think we'll give them yard, shower, lockup, and then we'll do... Yeah, work, lockup. Then we'll let them eat, lockup. Maybe we'll have one work free time slot for them. And then they, after eat, they can have free time for a couple hours. And then go back in lockup. Okay. That's a good start. Policy. Okay. Medium and minimum and medium will get visitation. They can, I think we can let high security get mail. Programs. Is that not allowing? I don't want to let the high security people, well, so many of the programs are work-based for reformation. I'm not sure about that. So we'll just have Supermax not be able to work then. Well, prison labor is... Oh yeah, because these are all programs. But we won't let the high security people do prison labor. Well, that's only for medium and minimum. Alright, so for minimum security, we'll do decent meal variety. For medium security, we'll do medium quantity but high variety. Maximum, we'll just do medium and medium. And we'll keep the rest on medium. So parole cutoff policy. This is for their reoffending rate. My goal is to have a low reoffending rate. So I think I want it, so minimum security, they're like, oh, you could be paroled at 40%. I don't think so. I think minimum security, if they have like 25% or less, they can be released. We'll do, oh my god, no. Okay, let me just do this for 25% or less for minimum security. We'll do 20% or less for medium. I want them to put in some work. For maximum security, 15% or less. Supermax will be 10% or less. Protective custody we'll just set at 20. Same thing with criminally insane we'll put down to 15. Crops, natural crops, compost fertilizer. We'll search the farm every 3 days. And we'll search everything when we do that. Visitation policy. Visiting hours. 8 to 3. So how long? Oh, how long they get to visit. Well, a lot of our people don't have visitation. So it only really matters, I think, if we adjust these. So actually, let's do everyone except them. And then just drag these to the end. Okay. Minimum security will give them an hour and a half. Medium security they'll get an hour. We use cell quality ratings. Prison log. Ooh, that would be cool. Who's that? Is that a oh? I wasn't trying to hire a guard. Prioritize monitoring. Okay. Misconduct policy. This is a fun one. So we can just set it. What does the X do? Oh, if you go up. So if you have destruction, I think we'll just do the recommended for now. And then we'll adjust. Okay, attack staff, I think I want you in solitary for 5 hours if you attack staff. You attack a prisoner, you're going in solitary for 3 hours. Escape attempt, solitary, 3 hours. Destruction, yeah, lockdown 1 hour is fine. Serious injury, we'll do 8 hours of solitary. Intoxication, lockdown for 2 hours. Murder, you're going up to max security, and you're also going in solitary for, I think, 14 hours. Found weapons, solitary, 2 hours is fine. Tools, lockdown, 2 hours. Solitary, 2 hours. If you're producing drugs, we'll do 4 hours. They will be allowed to have luxuries, medium security, I think. So, destruction, lockdown, 3 hours. Escape attempt, we'll do solitary. We don't really want our prisoners trying to escape, so I might have that bump people up from medium too. Attack a prisoner. Well, I don't know. That might make too many. Attack a prisoner is a lockdown. It is going to be solitary. Attack staff, we will do an extra 3 hours. A serious injury, I think, goes up. 12 hours is fine. Intoxication, solitary. Yeah, I think lockdown. Murder, 14 hours. Yeah, 24 hours. Found weapons, solitary, 4 hours. Tools can be locked down. Drugs can be locked down, I think. But if you're producing drugs, I do want you in solitary. And if you're doing it medium security, will be a bit harsher. Intoxication, I think we're gonna bump up to 4 hours because depending on what they're intoxicated with, it might need a little more time to wear off. Okay. Medium security, yeah, that, I don't know what these are doing. Solitary, you escape 24 hours, yeah, lockdown if you attack prisoner. No, that's going to be solitary. If you attack a staff, solitary, and you're there a bit longer. Serious injury, 24 hours, solitary. Yeah. Intoxication will be for 6 hours. Murder, solitary for 36 hours. Solitary. Lockdown. Narcotics will put you in solitary for 12 hours. We want to help people recover, and having narcotics in the prison is not the best way to do that. Anywho. Supermax, we're just gonna leave everything as is, except we'll kick up murder to 40 hours, and we'll kick up the narcotic production to 16 hours, and we'll do luxuries to 10 hours. Of lockdown, weapons, we'll do 14 hours. Serious injury, I'll do 32 hours at Supermax. Okay. Policy, I think that's all done. Our average reoffending rate is high right now. Okay. Valuation, we're in crippling debt. Just like real life. Okay. Transfers. This is the last thing we're going to set up before we call the episode, I think. So, This is transfer criteria to move to minimum security. So I think, they can still have some work to do, I think. They can be up to 35% for their reoffending rate. I would prefer if they've passed one program before they go to minimum. All gang members I want disqualified. And I think that all of these are good, but I'm going to set no murders to 5 days. If you killed someone 3 days ago, I don't know if you're ready to go to minimum security, you know? So I think we'll set it to 5 days. Make it a little harder. Hopefully that will help deter murders happening in the prison alongside the punishment. And we'll do 7 criteria to go to medium security. Or to go to minimum security. Maximum security, this is to go to medium. I think no murder will do for a week. I think we'll set it to 35%, a little over a third chance of reoffending. And we'll have it so they've passed a program. I don't want to make transfers impossible to achieve. I do want to give a little bit of grace, but I also don't want to put less serious offenders at risk. So I think we will set that up from maximum to medium security. And then to make transfer from supermax to max, I think they need no murders for 2 weeks. The reoffending rate, I think, should be at 30%, and I would like them to have maybe passed 2 programs. I want to make the supermax prisoners, because they can be really dangerous, I want to make sure if they're transferring down to maximum security, which are obviously still dangerous, that for the sake of our prisoners and their well-being, that it's not an easy process per se. Okay, now that all of that's set up, our prison is now going to start running. We have decent money. I think next episode we're going to work on setting up a couple classrooms, maybe expanding to get, maybe we're going to change where the barrier goes to prepare for this part of our prison to accept. We will need rats. What do rats do? Oh, yeah, we're also going to want to get solitary built pretty soon here. So, rats. How do I deal with rats? Can I just get a bunch of cats? Okay. How big is this range? I don't know. We'll do a couple of these rat deterrents in the kitchen area, in the pantry. We can just do rat traps elsewhere. I think that will be fine. Storage. And then we can do sonic rat deterrent in this area. Okay. So all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of our Prison Architect Prison franchise of our Ethical Prison series. I'm so excited for New Beginnings Prison. I'm really happy that's starting to come together, so please let me know all your thoughts down below. Please subscribe. I am definitely going to be making more Prison Architect moving forward, so if you're into this, that's great. If not, thank you for sticking around till the end. I'm super excited to keep working on this, so I hope you're well. I hope the rest of your day goes well. If you liked this video, I have a bunch of other series ongoing on my channel, a bunch of playlists, so please subscribe, check me out. I appreciate it as a small creator. I hope the rest of your day goes well. I hope you're well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!